Hey guys, alright, it's Brett from IBMA again. Hope you're all doing good. Um, yeah, so I'm just doing this as a bit of an update for everyone. People will probably be watching it, yeah, behind, because I tend to not advertise when I'm going to do these live streams or whatever. So that's alright. But mainly I'm testing out some equipment. I've got a new web camera here that I'm testing, and I'm trying to test out the streaming quality and stuff because I'm trying to put together. I'm trying to. I spoke a bit before about the online classes and stuff like that, and how I was trying to branch into that because I had a lot of people, wanting specific instruction and advice, or just to follow along with some of the stuff, which would be good. So yeah, this is really a tester video for that, and so I'll tell you guys about a few of the channel ideas. My main problems with the follow along and stuff is equipment at the moment, because I can either, well, I'll put it to you guys, see if you got some ideas. I can either pre-record videos and put them on, which means they'll be much better quality, or I can sort of do them live at the time with people, and then they'll be the same quality as this and the other videos because they'll either be filmed with my phone or with this webcam on here. The phone, is good because you can take it out places and stuff like that. But of course, as you've seen with the boxing bag video, the internet on it isn't great, so the picture's not always great. The laptop's a bit better, but the camera's not that great. Even though I bought this new one, it's zoomed in, so again, that's not that great. And yeah, ultimately, people will probably just, I don't know, I don't know. So I'm limited by equipment at the moment. So I'm trying to throw ideas out there, uh, trying to sort these things out. But yeah, that's basically what I'm up to at the moment. Um, so yeah, so it's a bit frustrating because I'm just limited by equipment. Mainly as well, I'm limited by my internet where I am because it's really crappy. So if I film a video, it takes about 2-3 hours to try and upload it, which is just a pain in the ass. And I find this live streaming stuff really good because you can, really connect with the listeners, and everyone's there, like, well, relatively live. There is a delay in it, and you can sort of change things up then and there. So I think to do live stream lessons would be awesome. Um, and or like I said, give or take 2 minutes or a minute, which is the delay. But people can actually ask the questions. But yeah. With that, of course, like I said before, the idea is that the right people who wanted to join in certain live stream lessons or whatever, it would be a paid thing ultimately. I mean, I'm still running my channel, but the problem is the streaming software that you want to use to get the now that you have to use through YouTube to get the bloody thing onto YouTube live stream is they off you. Bloody everyone wants money off you, man. So you know, it's funny because people want an instructor or they want someone to help them out. But traditionally, if you've got an instructor, you're quite happy to support them with your 10-15 bucks or whatever a lesson. But online, it's not really the case. I love sharing content. I love doing stuff like that. But some of my kung fu and give me your guys' opinions on this. But a lot of my kung fu friends and a lot of my martial arts friends and a lot of people on the channel are saying, well, if you don't if you don't charge, if you not have a select group of people who are there and they actually have to pay to do what you're going to show or follow a course or something like that, then the respect isn't there. They don't respect the information they've got. Which I don't know. I see where they're coming from. I'm not sure if it's necessarily true, but yeah, ultimately, if you buy a DVD, you're going to watch it. If your mate gives it to you for free, it depends. You might watch it. You might leave it on the shelf and watch one of the DVDs you bought. So, that's kind of a bit of an analogy for you on that one. I don't know what you guys think about that. Leave your comments and stuff like that. But yeah, ultimately it is what it is. So I don't know. That's the ideas. So see what you guys say. There's quite a few people on the Iron Body Martial Arts website, sorry, Facebook page who are, of that sort of same mindset. They're like, yeah, I will follow along. I will follow a course. But to the same extent, if you're gonna give people something, you need to give it to them in a format that's at least a quality. There's a lot of quality out there. There's a lot of high definition. There's a lot of everything like that. And I think if you're giving people shitty quality, it's not that great. So I don't know, guys. That's just my 2 cents on that. And even now, like it annoys me, but oh well. This live stream is not. I'm not sure the quality of the video and stuff. It's apparently not going too well. But anyway, that's it really, guys. It's a bit annoying that there's a delay as well, but it's all good. But as always, thanks for tuning in. I'm just testing things, trying to sort things out and trying to work out how these different live stream things are working and whatnot. So yeah, so I'm just trying to sort all these things out. So yeah, this is a bit of a tester video, but thanks for tuning in. Yeah, okay. That's true. Oh, that's a good point. I guess that's right. Oh yeah, there we go. So I don't know. That's the plan, guys. Or just a bit of a thing on so the last lesson I put. You see, I'm trying to structure things and I'm trying to organize things because I teach a class up here. It's just a small class, but I teach a class up here, and I show them some basic stuff. Like, so one of my first sort of live stream video was like that bit of a class in the back room where I was showing really basic stuff like movement and hitting, and the press ups and stuff like that. Just a bit of a warm up, just a bit of a basics. Obviously, that's not all the basics. It's just like a little chunk, a little small chunk, and then to the same extent with with the stuff I did in the garage, because I had someone come on the video and say, oh, well, don't punch, don't do those jabs and crosses, punch like how the Shaolin punch, do the Shaolin jab. But yeah, I said to them, of course, I know that and train that and have trained it for a long time. But that video I did there, one, you can't do everything. Two, that was just a bit of a kind of boxing sort of not boxing, but sort of kickboxing styley, bag work styley video of some more easier, not easier, but more sort of common but basic different style punching methods that you can use on there. If you didn't want to go the full sort of super traditional stances kind of stuff. But of course, Um, of course, we can put up those sorts of trainings, but again, just like the Iron Palm stuff, I think, basically what I'm trying to do is, I'm a martial artist who's been covering a lot of different topics, and I've trained a lot of different ways. So I like bits of this, I like bits of that, I like using this, I like using that. So to that extent, I think there's a time for every particular skill or training method. So yeah, I do love those really traditional, deep, big punching methods, but on a bit of a practical bag work video, I'm not gonna start doing that, because it's very stylized. And if you're a real, well, it's a bit of a way up. If you're a real beginner, you need to spend a lot more time on those really traditional training methods to get them to work out for you. If you bring it all up and then simplify it even more, you can give someone a bit of something that they can start to use straight away. Just real simple and easy. So that's where I was going with that. All right. Anyways, the training always continues. To the same extent, though, I think following one style is awesome and great, and we've all followed sort of individual styles at times. But another thing is, there are so many different ways to kick, and there are so many different ways to punch. So that's what I mean. So within Kung Fu, you've got even within Kung Fu, you've got the big, wide, sort of Shaolin-esque movements of that style. Then you've got the, like, Wing Chun, direct down the line, straight movements like this, more akin to boxing. So you're not even, I don't believe, you're not even deviating from your true martial art if you train these different ways, because ultimately, well, at least from the Kung Fu mindset, like I said in my other video, there's whipping blows, there's cracking blows, there's sticking blows. There's so, even with the Shaolin Kung Fu styles, there's so actually many different styles of punching and hitting and striking and whatever, and movement that they train, that you as well might as well train as many kinds of movement as you can. I think that's a good way to go. Obviously, you can't, yeah, master, what's that saying? Jack of all trades, master of none. But, as a martial artist, I think you need to try and make movement is your mastery. That's what you need to try and make. All different kinds of movement, striking, everything. You got to build that into there if you can. The same with grappling and locks and stuff like that. You've got to try and chuck that in there, because it's all beneficial to, like, a martial artist. But having said that, I still highly respect those who practice that one punch 1,000 times, and that's another sort of discipline within the martial arts, which I also like, because it's like iron palm, isn't it? Or iron fist. You're practicing that one strike loads of times, but actually not necessarily, because with maybe an ideology you are, but realistically, having done lots of Makiwara training and stuff like that, and iron palm and stuff like that, well, you are actually changing it up. You're not just slapping the pad like this. You're hitting it like this, like this, like this, like that. Like this. You're actually doing 4, 5, 6 different strikes. To do iron palm and iron fist. And certainly Okinawa and Makiwara training is the same. They don't just punch like this once. On the Makiwara, you punch in this sort of style. You come to the side, you punch in that sort of style. You're chopping with the side of your hand. You're hitting with the front ridge. You're training a lot of different kinds of conditioning. So yeah, it's all good. But anyway, that's that. Yeah, so ultimately, I just wanted to say that quickly in this video. Yeah, for anyone who's tuned in or turned up, just a few ideas, a few things like that. Just kind of trying to mill it over in my brain, mill it over, whether it's worthwhile. Also, I don't want to start it if I can't commit to it because I'm busy with work and stuff. But anyway, the people who are following, thanks for stopping by. Starbeat, I think it's called Starbeat Magazine, are going to do a feature on me, Starbeat TV. They said it should be out today, actually, so they did a little interview on me, why I like doing this, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and they're putting it out on their sort of internet magazine, which is pretty good, pretty cool. So check that out, Starbeat TV. I haven't seen it yet, so they said it would be up sometime today, but we're all in different time zones, so I don't know. But yeah, that'll be cool. But yeah, once again, guys, main thing is don't listen to my crap. Make up your own mind. It's just my opinion. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Thanks for watching the vids. And just keep doing what you're doing. Keep expressing yourself. At the end of the day, all you want to do is you want to do your defense mechanism. You want to do your system, and all you want is that when people see it, or actually you just want it for yourself. But if you use it and people see it, all you want is for other martial artists and other kung fu people and other stuff to look and go, maybe I don't know what that guy's doing, maybe I don't agree with what he's doing, but he's got something there. It's a defense mechanism, it's a system. He's got power, he's got movement, he's got flexibility, he's got something there that makes it a bit formidable. I'm not talking about me, I'm generalizing. That's pretty much what a martial artist wants. They want to be able to do what they do and get the respect of their fellow martial artists. That's a lot of the time, pardon me, what matters. But ultimately, that doesn't even matter. Anyway, I'm talking crap now, so I'm gonna go. But again, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you around the corner. Tomorrow, which is my birthday, 7th of July. Happy birthday! I'm hoping to do the Sledgehammer live stream training feed, which is just a free thing I'm going to do from the room there. And because I think grip training and grip strength and all that is a really awesome thing to do. It's good. It's always traditionally in martial arts, it's been like a revered skill, and certainly in Okinawan karate and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Hopefully tomorrow at some time. I'm in Australia. I'm in Western Australia, so whatever the time zone is, you can look there. But I'm going to be doing it in the morning, maybe 10 o'clock or so here. And yeah, so tune in. I'll do it on here. Yeah, don't need to tune in and watch the stream, but yeah, thanks for the happy birthday. So yeah, that's all cool. That's a free thing for everyone. So just come in and do it or watch it or whatever. I think I keep putting it out there because I think it's like really beneficial to people. But anyway, no worries, guys. Damn, I always go on for too long. But yeah. Ah, cool. Yeah, good to see that some people are excited from these things. Ultimately, I've always said it. If there's a kung fu studio or a martial arts studio or something there that you can go and you can do your training, great. Go and do it there. But we don't all have those things, so I think learning from books, learning from online is great, and also supplementary learning. There's nothing wrong with doing your martial arts somewhere and coming somewhere else or visiting. When I was in living in Belgium, and then when I lived in the UK, we used to train in the ninjutsu and the jujitsu that we did, and we used to go to other seminars, from other guys, and go to a nice training seminar, go to a scrimmer seminar, So I think there's nothing wrong with supplementary learning. There's so many skills in the martial arts. It's just pretty awesome. Oh, Aaron, you caught it, and I'm just about to go. Yeah, well, that's another thing I want to do. I'll organize them at some point to the schedule. Ah, thanks. So yeah, um, that's the idea, peoples. Um, yeah, just get it from where you can. So yeah, you see, this is a problem I have with my family. My family all live in the UK, and it's yeah, like you say, it's 8:17 p.m. for you. It's 10 in the morning for me. So Aaron, you just turned up, but I put it on the Iron Body Martial Arts website. Sorry, Facebook page. But I'm hoping to do at about this time tomorrow. I'm hoping to do the live stream, the sledgehammer training video. So I'll put that up on here. I don't know if you don't have a sledgehammer, I suppose I don't know what you can do, but join in there. You can have a go. Some good forearm strength training stuff. That I picked up a couple of years back. Well, I picked it up. Oh God, 2015, I think. So those specific sledgehammer training methods. So I've been training those since not 2015. Sorry, I lied. God, no, years ago. 4, 5, at least 6 or 7 years ago, because you can go back on my YouTube channel and find old sledgehammer training videos. But yeah, anyway, it was years ago when I was living in Belgium. I picked up some of these good um, torque sledgehammer training methods, and I've kind of combined them with Hojo Undo from Okinawan Karate. Because obviously you use a weighted stick, but you don't use a sledgehammer, so you have to change them slightly because the weight on a sledgehammer is slightly different. But you use them; it's cantilever force. Yeah, it's no surprising that the Okinawan masters used to read stories of them crushing bamboo stalks, and they were very much into this grip force development. It's no surprising they used to use the Hojo Undo and cantilever force from weighted sticks. So I'm just going to try that. There's not going to be any hitting of things with the sledgehammer, because yeah, that's a good cardio, but you can do that anywhere. You can go and hit a tire or something like that. Um, it's all good. The biggest one of the shames with this new webcam I did see like the Super Pro webcam. I was like, wow, that'd be awesome. But I figured my internet was too crappy for that anyway. But one day I'll get it. But this new webcam's actually zoomed in a little bit, so that's a pain in the ass. Yeah, well, for Bartes, I've done 7 years of jujitsu, um, 7 years of traditional jujitsu, and also when I was down in Perth, I went I went to one or two lessons of the BJJ because I wanted to just make sure that my defense for ground fighting was all right, and I had a rumble there with some of the purple belts and brown belts down in Perth that were very good. Legion 13 they were. They're very good there. I left the area, so I couldn't keep going back. But I did want to join to, because to just to build up the skills. But I was quite happy with the first, because they pretty much let you sort of spar straight away. Well, in BJJ, it's not really sparring, but I needed to know that my ground game was still all right, my defenses, my, and yeah, and that's where I would say some of the strength skills, although you can't really use strength there, but that's where the gripping for the shimiwaza and the strangling and stuff like that comes in great. So yeah, and also within my job as a police officer, having strong grip for holding people down, for pulling them, for putting locks on when you have to force them on. I don't like forcing locks on, but sometimes that's what you've got to do. And sometimes in real life, you've just got to overpower people if you can. I mean, that's why that's why a lot of these traditional, like the 72 secret arts of the Shaolin, a lot of the methods are progressive strength methods, because you can't knock or you can't deny the skillful application of strength. See, because everyone separates strength and technique. They think you use strength and they think big muscle guy trying to force it on. And then they think technique and they think, oh, it's all, it's got to be weak. And they certainly used to do that within like the Bujinkan, within the ninjutsu I used to practice. They used to say, always go soft, always go soft, always go soft. And that's fine, but in real life, I'd say you can't beat the skillful application of strength. So in other words, if you know how to do a certain armbar and you all you need to do is get someone's arm from there to get it on, and you have to use strength to get it from there to there, and then you can get the armbar on. That's awesome. To the same extent, if you're locked up with someone and they're sort of grabbing your head and just wrenching it down, and you're starting to get put in that 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 tap out hold where you just get your head wrenched down, having the neck strength to push through that, or even having the arm strength to put your arms out and just literally force them away or pick them up, is a simple but practical method. In other words, I would say strength, just inherent strength, is a very simple practical skill that can help you in a lot of different situations if you apply it right, and if your technique fails you can always fall back on strength, I think, if you've got it, or you can use it anyway. That's just my 2 cents, and I've had that myself. Sometimes you mess up, you screw up, and someone's about to do something to you, and you know you just grab their arm and just wrench it out, get off, and you just hold them there, and you're furious. Um, cool, Arthur Saxon. Yeah, well, old time strongman. Yeah, cool. Well, there we go. There we go. Too many people. You know, in the other, if you've got it, develop it, use it. You know, you can make yourself stronger. You can make yourself more skillful. Applying strength whilst trying to learn a skill is like applying speed whilst trying to learn a skill. It's not going to happen. Yeah. So that's why in all martial arts lessons they say relax. In jiu-jitsu, relax, relax, don't use strength, don't use strength. But the problem is, and like Musashi Miyamoto even used to say, you will fight how you train. So if you don't use strength and don't use strength and don't use strength, you know, you've got to remind yourself that in real life I can use strength. You know, usually people do it without even thinking. But sometimes you can become so ingrained in a specific training method that you don't use it and you're scared to use it. And anyway, I'm going on about it. But yeah, all I'm trying to say is that's the great analogy to put in your guy's head. Trying to, well, whatever the hell I said before, you know, trying to learn a new technique fast, you know, trying to do it with speed straight away. That's the sort of analogy of the use of strength. And you know, you can't do it. So you've got to do a new technique slowly, and the same, you've got to do a new technique slowly. But then once you learn it, who's to say you can't add strength to it? And that's power. You know, a new technique plus strength equals speed and power, or a new technique plus speed equals power. You add some strength to that power as well, and you've got even more power. You know, so yeah, it's all good. That's cool. But you know, I think that's the great thing about live streams, and also that's the great thing about um, trying to set up this group within IBMA who will be like a class, because you know, one of the greatest things I used to love about training with my instructors and training with our group when I was training with them in the UK was, you know, you'd be training together and talking and you know, anecdotes and stories, but obviously you'd be training mainly. But you know, in between certain things, so and so would say something. For instance, like Barthez here would say, "Oh shit, well that reminds me of this strong man. You know, his name is what was his name again? Yeah, let me find his name. Arthur Saxon. So yeah, they'd say, "Oh, it reminds me of this strongman Arthur Saxon," and then maybe just one person in the group would go and look. You know, they'd go, "Oh, Arthur Saxon." They'd hear the story. They'd go and look online, and they'd see Arthur Saxon, and they'd be like inspired by him, even if they weren't inspired by anyone else. They'd be inspired by him. You know, and they'd be like, "Oh, he's so cool," and you know, his methodologies and his ideologies suit mine, and you know, I don't like all this new stuff I'm seeing, but I like that. You know, and that's the same with martial arts as well. You know, sometimes people they might be even in a class there, you know, doing whatever, and someone will mention like Xing Yi or oh, I'm doing this training from Hung Hua, the Iron Wire, and someone will go, oh, what's that? And they'll look it up, and they'll be like, wow, that is awesome. That is internal training. It's breathing. It's muscle control. I want to specialize in that. You know, so even though they're a ninjutsu practitioner or a jiu-jitsu practitioner in the UK who does a Japanese art, they see this iron wire, or someone talks about it, someone in the group can do it, and then all of a sudden they're inspired, you know, and they start looking into that, and the two of them start training that, and you know that's why a live thing is so good. You know, it's for the unscripted moments that come up. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, so again, you know, thanks for everyone who watches the channel. You know, it's all good. Apologies that there's been so little going on. I've just been so busy with work, as you can probably imagine. A policeman's work is never done, especially if you move to a different areas. I'm in like country, Western Australia, out in the country, and there's a lot of space here in WA. So yeah, it is my birthday tomorrow, so I will be 31. I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be. I haven't managed to go to the Shaolin Temple yet and train. Um, but I'm there. I'm there in my heart. I'm there in my heart. Um, so that's my ultimate goal: to go there and have a bit of a train or whatever, and then maybe go somewhere else and see somewhere else. I've also always wanted to go to Okinawa and train there in Okinawa, because all these arts are interconnected. So and yeah, I appreciate the people like Aaron and all the other guys and Barthez and everyone else. I appreciate the people who have been just watching the channel for whatever reason. I don't know why. Watching me gas on for the last couple of years. Um, you know, it's a great way for someone who's yeah, thanks. It's a great way for someone, as Aaron said, happy birthday. It's a great way for someone who's isolated, um, to sort of reach out to other martial artists. Like I said, it's like one big giant club, because if Aaron's isolated and I'm isolated and I'm away and we're all in our different little pockets and we're in our own little different areas, how can we, why should we not reach out on this medium and try and, you know, kind of pool our knowledge, pool our resources, um, and yeah, yeah, why should we not? Well, this stream's lasted way longer than I thought it was gonna. I was just The idea was to put a 30, about 15, 10, 5 minute video just to check out this webcam and stuff. Ah, yes, Barthez. You see, so Barthez said for him, it started out when he found the 72 Secret Arts of the Shaolin manual. And that's where it started out for me. Well, it didn't start out for there. Well, it did, because when I was about 14, 15, I felt, I'm like, oh, I'm too weak here. I'm not strong. I'm just nah. I'm not liking this. I'm going, and I went back into my martial arts training, and I was really inspired by Shaolin Kung Fu and stuff like that. And at the time, I hadn't heard about these things, but I had like a Kung Fu book, and 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 I was doing my trainings. And then within that book, it said something about the 72 secret arts of the Shaolin. But back then, there was barely any internet, there was barely anything. And some years later, after just I had little details about iron palm and this and that. I had nothing. I had iron palm to me, and conditioning and iron bone were words on a page. That was it. It was all secret. They were words on a page. My understanding of iron palm when I started was there is a thing called iron palm. How do you train it? God knows. I had to use my very basic framework of karate training from the past, from doing Shotokan in Kenya, and then discovery, and basically just training, just actually putting into practice and learning from mistakes, starting to learn qigong, starting to learn stuff like that. But again, from the most basics of little pictures of um, examples, and it was crazy, man. That's why I sort of envy those people who have a master who could have told them all those things. And ultimately, what I was trying to say is that's why I made this channel. That's why I made this channel. It doesn't so much matter anymore now because I think everything's on YouTube and Google anyway. But that's why I made this channel because when I started, when I started, if I could have gone on this channel of mine and just gone, oh, so that's how you train iron palm, I'd just be like, oh, that's amazing. I don't have to worry about all these secret crap. All I have to do is just hit the right thing in the right way, and it's all good. The same with the qi gong and stances and flexibility and stuff. Sometimes you're on the right track anyway. It just pays to know that, to hear it from someone else. Look, this is what you do, and then you're like, that's what most of my martial arts career has been like. Is I've been training, going to lessons, doing my own training. Then I'll learn about a new topic, like conditioning, iron palm, qigong. I'll learn about it, and I'll be like, oh well, I've been doing something similar to that anyway. I'll just refine that, and now it's perfect. Not perfect, but I'll refine that, and then you're on the true martial arts path. It's awesome, and it is really deep. But it's just about practice. It's only about practice. And then, yeah, in long, I found the 72 Secret Arts of Shaolin, and it gives you a lot of answers, but it leaves a lot more questions than answers. I think it gives you a framework, but there's still a lot that they've held back. But it's awesome, it's pretty awesome. Well, yeah, Aaron, good on you, bud, for just keeping up your training. And, like I said, people don't understand. You know, there's martial artists. There's martial artists who are like hermits on top of mountains in China. You know, um, and no one there is sitting there every day because they don't have YouTube and they don't have Facebook. They might not even be that good. Their martial art might be, because not everyone knows everything. Their martial art might just be a Xiao Hong Quan or one set or two sets that they do. No one sits there and goes, oh well, no, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be practicing that every day. Why don't you go and find a master? You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't. Yeah, the discovery of martial arts is with practice. Well, guided practice is best, but practice. So there's again, I'm a big believer of with certain things, I'm a big believer of just practice, train, trust your instincts, take guidance, and just put your heart and soul into it. And whatever you do, so like for instance, that hermit on the top of the cliff or in the mountain in China, who no one's watching, but he does his martial arts every morning anyway. How how awesome is that for him? It gives him health benefits. It makes him feel more confident. It makes him feel more safe. It strengthens him. And then one day he comes down from the mountain or whatever, and people either think, "Oh, wow, that's amazing," or they think, "Oh, well, he's another hermit. He's crazy." But if they think, "Oh, that's amazing," it's because of all that practice. It's not because he listened to everyone else going, "No, no, don't do that. No, 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 don't do this." Some of the best martial artists out there are people who just found their way and just did it. You know. Yes. Yeah, Bartes, I would agree with that. But that's the thing. That's all the explanation it needs. All the explanation. I mean, there's other more complicated, intricate methods, but all the explanation Golden Bell needs is what it tells you in there. Start striking at the stomach with um, start rubbing the stomach and raking the stomach with your hands, to start the fascia, um, building and to start the organs, internally it's sort of massaging the organs, and it's like a health exercise. And then gradually, you start to slap and hit and punch and let the body, get there on its own. There's also bearing weight on the stomach, and yeah, hitting with the wooden brick, you know. So, and that method trains from outside in as well, because you hit with the wooden brick, it's mainly outside. Then you make it a heavier one, and it's the outside muscles are strong like with the stone, but there's force that starts to permeate through the muscles. And then obviously, but you go on to like a steel bar or something. Actually, Sifu Yang Li, is it Yang Li or Yang Zi, who's based in the UK. He does a lot. He puts quite a bit of stuff on there, Shaolin stuff. Him and his brother. He's the more short, squattier, sort of kickboxy looking one. But I mean, amazing martial arts. I would have loved to have met the guy. But he, one of the best things he said about iron body conditioning is that you need stamina. You must train your stamina. He goes for like 5K runs, 8K runs. I wish I could run like that guy, but unfortunately for me, I've got a bit sort of bow legs, and so if I do a lot of running, I get shin splints and stuff like that. But which has gotten better, but yeah. So I'm not a fan of very much long distance running. I try and build my stamina by doing burpees and just rounds on the bag, and yeah, running as well. Um, but yeah, so there's something I can work on. I can definitely work on my cardio stamina a bit more. Also, I've got a fast metabolism, so if I do a lot of running and stuff like that, I just burn all my weight off. I can't eat enough food to bloody keep myself going. So, but funny. Anyways, I guess I really should get going now. Yeah, I really should get going. I meant to do some cleaning around this place, stuff like that. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in. For those of you who've joined the stream live, I don't foresee anyone will have watched to this point in the video, because 47 minutes of me gassing is just ridiculous. But yeah, it's all good. Have a nice one, guys, and yeah, good training, and hopefully I'll see people tomorrow. I'll see you people tomorrow for a live stream sledgehammer training video on my birthday. Alright, so let's see. Oh, we've got some. Now I've got to open this silly client thing and turn the YouTube off. Yeah. Nothing's easy anymore, guys. Nothing's easy. These computers.